This is the video for Geometry Honors for Thursday, May 21st. How can we find the area of sectors? Okay, so first we have a do now. If someone took, you and your friends are sharing a pizza pie that is cut into 8 slices. If someone took 2 slices, what percent of the pizza is left? Well, if someone took 2, how much are we left with? 6 out of 8. 6 out of 8 is what percent? Some people used to say percent over 100 equals is over of. So that's one way. Part is to whole is part is to whole is another way. Anyway, you cross multiply 8x equals 600. Divide by 8, divide by 8. X is equal to 600 divided by 8, which is 75%. Okay? So the answer to this question is 75%. If the radius of the pizza pie is 8 inches, how much pizza is left? Well, the area of a circle is pi r squared. Pi times 8 squared is equal to 64 pi. So that's the area of the whole thing. Well, how much pizza is left? Well, 75% is left. 75% is 75 over 100, and that's equal to how much out of 64 pi. So once again, I do part is to whole. 75% is 75 out of 100 is what out of 64 pi. If you cross multiply, you get 100x is equal to 4,800 pi. Divide both sides by 100, and x is equal to 48 pi. So that's how much is left, 48 pi. Now, you also could have just done 75% of 64 pi. Points to of means multiply in math. 75% of 64 pi is equal to 48 pi. Just another way to do it. Both correct. You do it right, you get your credit. Over here, how much of the circle is shaded? Now, I don't know if you can see, but that little number right in there is 120 degrees, okay? Well, how much of the circle is shaded? By the way, this shaded part is called a sector. That's what a sector is, a slice of pizza, right? So, how much of the circle is shaded? 120 degrees out of 360 degrees. That's 1/3. How can we set up a proportion to find the area of the sector? Well, we can say that, well, first we would need to know the area of the whole thing. So the area of a circle is pi r squared. Pi times 10 squared, because the radius is 10, is 100 pi. So 120 out of 360, or you could have written 1 out of 3 there, is equal to what out of 100 pi? And you could solve for x and get your answer, okay? That's how we set up the proportion. That's what they asked for. You also could have made this 1/3. Area of a sector. The central angle over 360 degrees is the same thing as the area of the sector over the area of the whole circle. Okay, so the central angle over 360 is equal to the area of the sector over the total area of the circle. Okay, so we got some problems here to do. Leave your answer in terms of pi. That means you leave pi in the answer. Don't put it into your calculator. Just leave the pi. So here, first we need to know the area of the circle is pi r squared. Pi times 6 squared is 36 pi. Well, this is 90 degrees. So we can say 90 is to 360 as how much is to 36 pi. You cross multiply and you solve for x, and you get x is equal to 9 pi square centimeters. 9 pi square centimeters. Over here, this is done the exact same way. The area of the whole thing, pi r squared, pi times 16 squared is 256 pi, right? 45 degrees, part is to whole, 45 is to 360, as how much is to 256 pi. Cross multiply and solve for x, and x is equal to 32 pi square feet. 32 pi square feet. Again, you can pause it whenever you want, right? Number 3. In the diagram below of circle O, the area of the shaded sector AOC is 12 pi inches squared. And the length of OA is 6, given. Determine and state the measure of angle AOC. So once again, we could find out the area of this area of the whole circle would be pi r squared. Pi times 6 squared is 36 pi. Well, the shaded part is 12 pi. So again, we're doing part is to whole is part is to whole. 12 pi out of 36 pi is how many degrees out of 360? Cross multiply and solve for x, and x is equal to 120 degrees. Okay? X is equal to 120 degrees. That's the measure of angle AOC. Okay? Page 1 done. Shall we go on to page 2? We shall. So, the area of a sector is like a slice of pizza. A segment is just like the crust. It's just the crust of the pizza. So, the area of a segment is really the area of the sector, this whole thing, minus the area of the triangle. So, the area of a segment equals the area of a sector minus the area of the triangle. Area of a segment equals the area of the sector minus the area of the triangle. And that would give you that little straight shaded crust area. The whole piece minus the triangle. The whole slice of pie minus the triangle gives you the area of the crust. So, find the area of a segment of a circle with a central angle of 120 degrees and a radius of 8. Express the answer to the nearest integer. Now, for this one, there's actually a little area formula for the area of a triangle that we did this year, and I think it's actually very simple sometimes to use that. If this is 8, this is 8. The area of a triangle is 1/2 one side times another side times the sine of the angle in between the two sides. So we're going to need the area of, we're going to need lots of things. The area of the, we're going to need the area of the triangle, which is 1/2 AB sine C, 1/2 of 8 times 8 times the sine of 120. The sine of 120 times 8 times 8 is that value. They want it to the nearest integer. So if we want to do it like that, so it's 1/2 times 1/2. is equal to 27.7128 1292. There's another way to do this. I could have actually made this line there, and I could have made it a 30, 60, 90-degree triangle and done the special right triangle rules, and I would have ended up with 16 rad 3, which is the same value. So I could do that over here. I could have brought that here. I could have said that makes it 60 and 60. That's a right angle. That's a right angle. That's 30 and 30. And then I could have said, I have the 30, 60, 90 rules. X radical 3 and 2x. And if 2x is 8, then x is 4. And this would be 4 rad 3. So the side opposite 30 would be 4. This would be 4 rad 3. And then the whole thing would be 8 rad 3. It'd be 1/2 8 rad 3 times 4, and you'd get 16 rad 3, which is equal to this. But this little formula right here is going to be very helpful for the area of a triangle. So now we need the area of, we want to find the area of the segment. So we need the area of the sector, the area of the sector, which is, well, we say 120 out of 360 is how much out of the area of the whole circle. But we need to know the area of the whole circle. The area of the whole circle is pi r squared. Pi times 8 squared is 64 pi. A lot going on here, right? So 120 over 360 is how much over 64 pi? You cross multiply and solve for x, and you end up with x equals 64 pi over 3. This is really 1/3. Cross multiply, 64 pi equals 3x. Divide both sides by 3, you get 64 pi over 3. So now, the area of the sector we have the area of the triangle. So now we're going to be able to find the area of the segment. The area of the segment equals the area of the sector, 64 pi over 3, minus the area of the triangle, which was 27.7128, 1292, and it's approximately 39 square centimeters. 64 pi divided by 3 minus that is approximately 39. Okay, that was a lot. So we have to find out a bunch of things. These are not just little quick problems, but we have, not a little quickie, but we have a bunch to do for homework. Okay, but before we do, I'll do a couple more with you. What is the area of the shaded segment over here? So, let's do it. We're going to need the area of a circle. Wait, the radius of the circle is 30. So that's 30, and that's 30. The area of the circle is pi r squared. Pi times 30 squared is 900 pi. That's the area of the circle. So now to get the area of the sector, I just do part is to whole as part is to whole. 90 is to 360 as what is to 900 pi. We'll cross multiply and solve for x, and x is equal to 225 pi. So we need to also know the area of the triangle, because the shaded region, the segment here, is equal to the area of the sector, which we found, minus the area of the triangle. Well, the area of the triangle, because this is 90 degrees, the base and height of this right triangle are 30 and 30. So the area of the triangle is 1/2 base times height, 1/2 of 30 times 30, which is equal to 450. But I also could have done 1/2 AB sine C, 1/2 of 30 times the sine of 90. The sine of 90 is 1. So when I do 1/2, 30 times the sine of 90 is 1/2 30 times 1, which is what we did anyway. So now, to get the area of the segment, we do 225 pi minus 450 is approximately 257 cubic centimeters. 257 cubic centimeters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right now you have 9 problems. I'll do one more so you only have 8 problems to do. Does a measure of angle n. The area of the shaded sector, LOM, is 2 pi. Right? The length of NL is 6, and that's a diameter, and those are radii, and all radii are congruent. That's 3. Okay? So the area of the whole circle, pi r squared, pi times 3 squared is 9 pi. And now we want to get the measure of angle n. So we have a little bit of work to do still. We need to find out this arc. How are we going to find that? Well, very easily. So we're going to say part to whole is part to whole. So 2 pi out of 9 pi, which is the area altogether, is how many degrees out of 360? Cross multiply and solve for x, and you get x is equal to 80. Okay, so the central angle right here, that's 80. If the central angle here is 80, then that's 80. Central angle is the same as the arc, and the measure of angle n, and the angle n is an ascribed angle, an ascribed angle is half the arc, so angle n is 1/2 of arc ML, is 1/2 of 80 is 40. So angle that was the answer to that one. That was quite a bit. How are we doing? 18 minutes. 18 minutes. And right now, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 left. 2 of them are multiple choice. I think you are probably good to go. Okay? So you have to do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? Thank you. Hope you all have a great day. And I am ending this video now. Your homework is to complete the packet, complete the handout.